Welcome back to the Man United stream. Hope you're doing well. It's Monday morning and the fallout from the weekend's showdown, the 3-1 loss against Brentford, is being felt all over Manchester United and the fan base. Everyone is talking about whether Ruben Amorim is going to get the sack or whether he's quit himself. Is he on his way out? There has to be some light at the end of this tunnel. Will Amorim see that? Will he walk himself, or will he have to be forced out of Man United? Because his win rate, his current status at United is not good. It is not looking good for Ruben Amorim, and we're hearing rumours and reports about him even losing the players, the dressing room. We heard that a couple of weeks ago, but I think this is it. This is it. The players have finally lost patience with this manager. And do I blame them? I don't, because I look at his tactics, I look at his formation, and I think exactly what the players are thinking. Anyway, guys, make sure you stick around. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. If you're not already a subscriber to the Man United stream channel, hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with all the latest Manchester United news and more. And obviously, you can join this fast-growing community. And everybody out there that's been subscribing and showing the channel support, thank you very much. It means a lot to us and we can continue doing what we're doing. Okay, so let's not waste any time and jump straight into today's show because we've got so much to discuss. I mean, I was even thinking of doing a live stream and discussing this for an hour or two because there's so much to go through. United, we were so confident after the Chelsea win last weekend. We were like, right, okay, this is it. This is the turning point. This is what Ruben Amorim has been promising us. That, oh, we're coming to a stage now where the team's going to start cooking and we're going to play really good football and score lots of goals. And what happened at Brentford away from home was shocking. Was shocking to everybody. All Man United fans, even those who have fully backing Ruben Amorim, have started having their doubts now. Even they've started to lose faith in this manager. Now, I lost faith in Ruben Amorim a few weeks ago, and it was after the Grimsby match. And it wasn't the Grimsby defeat that I was upset about. I was upset about the way Ruben Amorim came out and gave his post-match press conference. What he said was telling. What he said was very important. And if you read between the lines, he'd already quit then. He's already got his foot out the door. And I don't think he's come back again. I don't think he's been convinced by Ineos and Jim Ratcliffe that he's got the backing and he needs to stay and he needs to work at this. But I don't feel like Ruben Amorim's head is where it needs to be. He's already quit. He's ready, or he's already halfway out of United. Genuinely look at him right now and see what he said in those press conferences about, oh, the players have said what they need to say on the pitch. Look, I hate my team, I hate my players, this is the worst United team ever. It carries on. These comments are never made by somebody who's feeling happy. And then you've got reports of him at Carrington, just completely detached from the players, not really involved in training sessions. He spends more time away on his own, walking around, sulking is probably the word. Whenever United lose, he goes into this whole self-destruct mode, doesn't really want to talk to any player, doesn't want to talk to even the coaching staff, and goes into himself. And you don't want that from a manager. Surely not. And I said this a few weeks ago when people coming out saying in defence of him, in defence of Ruben Amorim, saying we want an emotional manager. We want an manager that shows his emotion, and it's a good thing. And I did say, look, it is a good thing to a point. To a point. You want the manager to be emotional to a point. But then you want him to be the one that picks up the players after a loss and tells them that they need to get their heads in order. Not the other way around. How can the players go and look at the manager who's completely lost it? He's completely all over the place emotionally. He's not with it. And that is not what you want from your manager. Your manager has to be the guy that's doing it with the players. He's the one who's picking up the players and getting their heads in order. Not the other way around. And that's why I thought, look, I have to say as it is, I can't sit here, watch this United manager do what he's doing and not call it out. And I know some fans don't like it. Some fans don't like the negativity. I don't like the negativity. I want to be positive. I want to look at this United team. I want to look at Ruben Amorim and say, look, I fully 100% back this manager to get things right. And I want this team to succeed. However, when you look at the way Ruben Amorim is setting up the team, the way he's playing, his demeanour, the way the players are playing, the way they're performing, you can't ignore all these signs. I mean, if there was one sign or little one or two signs, you could say, okay, I'll not concentrate on them. Let's concentrate on the positives. Let's concentrate on the other things that are going right at this club. But there's so many negative signs out here right now that it's really difficult to ignore them. And you can't. You have to call them out. And I wouldn't be right. I wouldn't feel good about myself if I wasn't bringing them to the attention of you guys out there. You Man United fans who are paying week in, week out to watch this kind of rubbish. Watch this rubbish. And then we've got the manager saying, well, I'm enjoying this rubbish. I'm not going to change this rubbish. I'm going to stick to giving you this rubbish. And that's not good enough. As a manager, you need to change. You need to change. And we want to hear that. We want to hear from the manager that change is coming. I will change the team around. Yes, we've not been playing well. Yes, the 3-1 defeat against Brentford should not have happened against a team that's only won one so far in the Premier League and they've lost 3 games. Why are we turning up and getting battered 3-1? Anyone, even an amateur, could see that the way Brentford had set up were that they're going to counter us. They knew that we're going to leave huge gaps in behind the defence and they're going to play the one pass straight down the centre of the pitch to their striker. And Thiago dealt with the United defence so easily because we'd put on Harry Maguire and De Ligt, who were not quick enough, who were simply not quick enough. And if I was the manager, I could see that straight away. There's so many fans who could see, shit, we are missing Lenny Euro. We need a fast centre-back to cope with Thiago. We need to cut this channel off. But he didn't make any changes. He stuck to exactly how it was up until the last 10 minutes when he panicked. He panicked after we missed the penalty and then he started throwing all sorts of players on. Zertsky, Mount, everybody came on, but completely played out of position. There is no sense to what was going on the pitch. There was no calculated tactic either. It wasn't like, oh, right, you go here and we'll be successful in doing this and we've done this on the training ground. It looked like a complete and utter mess, a tactical mess. And Ruben Amorim is 100% to blame for that. And right now, we're hearing reports that Ruben Amorim's got the 100% backing of the board. And I said it in my show yesterday. This is not the case. Ruben Amorim hasn't got... it doesn't make a difference whether he's got 100% backing or 0% backing of the board. If it comes to it, the board will sack him. And they, I'm sure right now, are having discussions behind closed doors about who could be the possible replacement for Ruben Amorim. And I think from what I'm hearing, they're going to go with an English manager, someone who's familiar with the Premier League and someone who they can communicate better with. I think that's been one of the issues with Ruben Amorim, where there's been a bit of a mix-up in translation. I don't think they get on with Ruben Amorim as well as they thought they would. There is Omar Brada who gets on with him, we're here, but the rest of the people at United really can't go up to Ruben Amorim and comfortably say what they want to say, and for him to accept it and take it on board. That's the big issue. And I'd hate to say it, but Southgate looks like he's in the running for the job. There's names like Xavi being mentioned, and I'd love Xavi to come. If that's the case, if we were replacing Ruben Amorim with Xavi, I'd be happy with that. But I can't see that happening. I can't see that happening. I think Ineos, the way they operate, the way they are, I think they're going to go with someone like Southgate, someone who's tried and tested, or not tried and tested, but someone who they feel like they can get on with. It doesn't matter what he's going to do on the pitch. They just feel like they need one of their own at the club. And that's where I think that's where the road is leading to Southgate. Not a very good proposition. And if that is the case, I'd just stick with Ruben Amorim. I'd say stick with Ruben Amorim. I would rather have Ruben Amorim rather than watch Southgate completely and utterly destroy football at United. I mean, it will be like watching paint dry. We know what he's going to do. He is a defender. He's going to go and set the team up defensively and try and counterattack. But this is United. United can't do counter-attack football. We are the team that needs to take the game to the opposition. That's the way we've always played, and we should always play. That is the way most fans expect United to play. I don't think many fans will be happy for us to sit back and soak up pressure and then create one or two chances in the game and try and take that chance. Not good enough. Not good enough. Let us know in the comments below what you think about this whole Ruben Amorim fallout of the game. Do you think he's going to survive? And if you do, let us know why you think he's going to survive. And then if he does get the sack or if he walks, who do you think takes over at Man United? Is it going to be Xavi? Is it going to be Southgate? Or will it be somebody in the middle? Someone like the Crystal Palace manager? Or maybe even Graham Potter? I mean, these names that are being thrown around, completely ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. But we don't know what Ineos are going to do. We don't know what Jim Ratcliffe's going to do. This is the problem with having these kind of owners. Because really, they'll go with a nonsensical appointment. Even Ruben Amorim really didn't make sense. If you go back all the way when Ruben Amorim was introduced to United, it was a left field appointment. It wasn't someone that you'd expect United to go and get. And at that point, we were positive. We were thinking, okay, this is an odd appointment. They've gone all the way to the Portuguese league and found Ruben Amorim, who is highly regarded, but he plays one system and that's it. And he's had only success out there with Sporting and nobody else. How can we trust this giant of a club in the hands of this young, inexperienced manager? And we've seen what the results have been. And he, of course, is sticking to his philosophy because he feels like if he changes, he's going to get mocked by the players. But let's be honest, he's lost the players already. The dressing room is against him. We can see it in their performances. We don't need to be told by the players that they're not backing the manager. We know what's going on. And even with the board, we know that they're not going to be backing him. No way. They're watching the same games we're watching. You can see their faces up in the stands and they don't look happy. They don't look like, all right, okay, yeah, this is expected. They expect United to be winning and we're not winning. And there's some talk about him getting the entire season. There's some quotes going around where Ineos and Jim Ratcliffe have said that we're going to give Ruben Amorim the entire season. It's only fair to judge Ruben Amorim once we get to see his entire season. And then we'll see at the end of the season whether he's performed well as a manager or not. I don't believe a word of that. I do not believe a word of that he's going to be given an entire season. It's all about finances for Ineos. They know that if they do not qualify for the Champions League this season, they get hit again with huge financial losses. And they can't absorb. Nobody, no business, no club can carry on absorbing these financial losses, especially when the clubs around them are getting more and more funds, more and more finances. We've seen Liverpool, the way they've thrown their money around this summer. That is because of what they've been earning. Their finances through winning competitions that's what you get. You get clout. And they will, clubs like this, if they carry on succeeding, the balance is simple. They're going to carry on spending more money. And if they carry on spending more money, what happens? They will succeed. The equation is quite simple. You buy the best players, you will succeed. You do not buy the best players or you miss out on the best players, you will not succeed. Unless you have a freak of a season where you bring in some young stars who potentially go on to become really good players. Yes, but it's very unlikely. We know what the setup is. We've seen it with Barcelona. We've seen it with Real Madrid. We've seen it with Bayern Munich. We've seen it with all these clubs. And we've seen it now with PSG as well. You go out and buy top players and you will get success. You can't just rely on homegrown talent or young academy players to come through and become world-class players. It does not work. It does partly, and there are times where that happens, but not in the current state of football. You have to mix it up. You have to go out there and spend money. And United, if they carry on losing and if they don't qualify for the Champions League, they're going to have lack of funds. And the lack of funds will then directly impact United on the pitch. That's the biggest problem. Right now, there was talk about United going for Carlos Baleba in January. That's not going to happen. If United are languishing at the bottom half of the Premier League table, no way will someone like Carlos Baleba say, oh, I tell you what, I fancy going to United. No, he's not. If he's going to get offers from the likes of Liverpool or Arsenal or Chelsea or City, whoever it is, anyone who's above United, anyone who's in the Champions League or European spots, is going to have a better chance of signing Carlos Baleba or anybody else that United want, because they want top football. They're not going to go to a club that's in complete disarray, and United currently are in complete disarray. I mean, I feel sorry for the new players that have come in, like Kuna and Mbumo. They're probably thinking, what the hell's going on here? What is going on? United signed a new goalkeeper. They don't play him. He's still somewhere around the club, not playing. We're still playing Altay Bendia, who makes at least one cock-up every game. And then we've got a team set up where we're playing three at the back. Don't know who our centre-backs are, because who our best centre-backs are, because Ruben Amorim decides to change them every week. Every week we've got a new centre-back pairing. Why? Why? It just makes no sense. Surely your defence has to be the most consistent part of the team. They have to get on. They have to know exactly what each other are going to be doing. And changing it mid-game and changing it every game, it's just not on. And this is why, in my personal opinion, I know you might disagree, and there might be some of you who might say, shut up. Ruben Amorim's brilliant and we want to keep him at the club. That's all good, and you keep that opinion. But for me, and I'm sure lots of the fans, we can see that the writing is on the wall. Ruben Amorim will get the sack. It's only about what time he's going to get the sack. Will it be in the international break or will it be sometime after? If it was me, they're sitting advising Ineos, I'd be saying get it done quickly as possible so we can still have some chance of turning things around in this season. We do not want to write off this season. We've got a chance of still catching up. There's still teams that are still languishing in Champions League spots that might not be there, and we can still catch up. We're not that far behind. But if we go on and carry on playing the way we are under Ruben Amorim, winning one, losing one, we're gonna by November, end of November, early December, we'll be out. We'll be out of the Champions League spots. We'll be out of European spots. It'll be too difficult for us to claw our way back, and then it's back to square one again. So make sure, guys, you hit the like button on this video. Make sure you subscribe. Of course, I'll bring you any further developments on this news story as and when we get it. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. You are watching the Man Utd Stream channel, a channel by the fans for the fans.